Hello, hello. Anybody gonna get on tonight? Hello, 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 hello. 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 Sorry, guys. This isn't my normal night. I'm just hopping on. I hadn't been on for the last 2 nights. I just kind of wanted to hop on. Sorry, I gotta move my tripod. And say hello quick. See how everybody's doing. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Sorry, I'm a little off. My grandson's crying in the background. I'm a little distracted, sorry. And this isn't my normal night. I'm just hopping on to see how everybody's doing. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hold on, I gotta write this message. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Move that up just a little bit. I'll like it down because then it doesn't get the glare on my glasses. But if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. This isn't my normal night, but I didn't go on the last night. I had a headache and I was been extremely exhausted the last 2 days. So I'm like, maybe I'll just hop on tonight and see how everybody's doing. Hello, hello. If you're hopping on, say hi, Monroe. Thank you for the badge. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes. Put my hand lotion on. I never sit still long enough to do my hand lotion except for when I'm doing my live. I wash my hands constantly all day at work. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. And so my hands are so dry and I'm just always doing something. So I always forget to put my lotion on unless I'm sitting here doing my live because then I'm not really doing anything. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Normally I have a topic and it isn't my normal night, so I don't have a topic. I had a headache last night really bad and been exhausted the last 2 days, so I didn't want to hop on. Hey, Wayne. Hopefully your internet isn't acting up again. I know it's not my normal night. I was kind of bored and I had a headache last night. And I've just been so tired the last 2 nights. So I thought, well, I'm just going to hop on and chat for a little bit tonight. How's it going? Today wasn't too bad. Not too bad of a day. The sun was shining. I woke up today. It's a great day, right? It's a great day to have a great day. So no, I'm just, like I said, I don't have anything to talk about. I got me a new thing last weekend. I splurged. It was on clearance, so it was like $9.99. If anybody that knows me, I'm a clearance girl. So it was normally $9.99 and I got it for like $3, $3.60 I think with tax. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Lumen. Oh, I don't know how to say that. Thank you for the follow. And it's got free stuff in it. So I got these ice waters. I've never had them. Well, I had it one time and it didn't sit right. Anyway, somebody left like those free like ice sparkling waters in the fridge at work. And they're like amazing. I love them. So $3.60 container, free liquid. I mean, who can complain about that, right? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I'm a cheapskate. What can I say? No, I'm just a bargain girl. I like free things. I like cheap things. Well, not cheap things, but things that are on clearance. So it's just the way it is. Richard, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Sorry. Throat chakra. Sorry, I got to catch up here. Let me catch up. Hey, Will, how are you? I don't know if you've ever been on my live. Have you before? Good to see you. Thank you for the likes. Love deals. I'm just a deal girl. You know, I always told Daryl if I ever became a millionaire, I would still shop at the thrift store because that's just the way I am. Thanks for the badge, Will. I appreciate that. How are you? Hey, Richard. Thank you for all that. Amanda, thank you for the badge. It's not my normal night. I don't have anything to talk about. I was just like, I'm sitting here. Last night I had a horrible headache. And I'm like, I just don't think I can do it. And I've been exhausted the last 2 days. So I thought, I'm off tomorrow. Yay, I have 2 days in a row off as long as they don't call me in on Saturday. And then I'm off again Monday. So I'm kind of hoping they'll call me in on Saturday because I can use the hours. But I'm excited. I got a bunch of stuff to work on. So I got most of my cleaning done when I came home, all my chores. Amanda, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that too. And so I'm like, I get all my chores done tonight. Then I can work on all my stuff. I have all these projects that I need to do. So, which I can't let out of the bag yet. Some of you know a little bit. But anyways, I have all these projects to work on. And so I'm hoping the next 2 days I get to work on my projects finally. I'm so excited because usually I come home from work and I make supper and I'm exhausted and I'm like, yeah, I'm too tired to do anything. So hopefully I can work on my projects the next couple days when I'm off and get some stuff done. So I'm excited. Stuff I've been procrastinating on that I know I shouldn't have, but we all procrastinate once in a while, right? I'm sorry, Daniel. What is that about? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Nurse? Am I a nurse? Is that what you're asking? Amanda? I'm not a nurse. No, I'm a housekeeper. So I work a lot and it's exhausting. Big Ken from Tennessee, welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So yeah. So how was everybody's day? Holy cow, I got a lot on here. So maybe I'll just I'll do my intro so that way if you're new here, you kind of have an idea of why I'm here anyway, even though I'm not really here on to talk about anything tonight. So my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. If you're new, tell me who you are, where you're from. I'm in South Dakota, Ken. Thank you for the badge. So I started my TikTok in March of 2024. The reason I started my TikTok is because in September of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. And that's when I discovered that I had abilities to talk to my guides, my spirit guides, and they slowly breadcrumbed me to my purpose, which is actually that I had to go through all the loss and trauma and everything that I've been through in my life, because my purpose in life is to help others through their loss and trauma and to uplift others. So that's why I'm here. With all you lovely people. So my community, I always say my community is your community. I started this community so that way people who were dealing with loss had a place to go, or if you're just lonely and you just need some place to go, you just need some place to vent or to talk or whatever it may be, my community is your community. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Welcome. Oh, thank you. Yes, all is well, Amanda. Thank you. I'm getting there. So my husband and I, little background. So my husband and I were together for 32 years and I never knew an adult life without him. And the day that he made that choice, my whole entire world imploded. And so everybody just kept telling me to put one foot in front of the other. And I literally didn't know how to do that. Like I could barely breathe after he left. And so once I decided I was going to stay on this planet, because I wasn't sure that I was going to, I had to figure out how to heal myself. I'm like, if I'm going to stay here and I'm going to start over, then I have to figure out how am I going to heal myself? How am I going to move forward? He didn't leave me in a great spot financially. So therapy was out, and group therapy was out for me because I'm the circle that don't fit in the square. I'm the unique girl. And so I just knew that wouldn't work for me either. And so I deep dived into meditation, and that's how I discovered my guides and kind of my purpose. And so, like I said, I deep dived into meditation and journaling and grounding and all of those things, and just slowly learned how to heal myself. Obviously, I'm still healing, and I'll probably still be healing for the rest of my life. That's not something that you just get over, right? 32 years. Like I always say, it's not just a chapter. It's kind of a whole book. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Now, normally when I get on a live, my guides give me a topic. Tonight, Thursday nights aren't my normal night, but I hadn't been on the last 2 nights because I was tired and I had a really bad headache last night. And so I was just sitting here tonight, so I thought, well, I'm going to hop on a live and just see how everybody is. I miss my community so much, so I hate going a night without everybody to see how everybody's doing. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Anybody going to talk to me tonight? Hopefully they're not blocking comments. Nobody wants to talk to me tonight? It might be a really short live then. Hello, hello. Where'd everybody go? All right. Anybody going to talk to me? Hello. You're here. Hi, Cindy H. How are you? Have you been here before, Cindy? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Not much. I'm just kind of bored, and I didn't get on the last 2 nights, so I thought I would hop on and just see how everybody's doing. Okay, I thought you had. How are you doing? You're here just making dinner, Wayne? Are you busy in the shop next week, Wayne? How's it going? I know you said you're having a hard time finding help. You know, if I lived closer, I'd come help you. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hey, Veronica, how are you? I'm good. I had a headache last night, so I didn't get on. So I thought I'd hop on tonight and just chat. Yes, come help you. You need it? You'd hook me up with a place to stay? Yeah, I know you would, Wayne. I would if I could. You know, I just, animals and work. You know how that goes. You're welcome, Richard. Did I take something? No. I can't take a lot these days. Tylenol puts me to sleep, and I can't swallow anything bigger than a baby aspirin, and I was out of baby aspirin, and I went to, yesterday I went to the Dollar Tree on the way to work to get some baby aspirin, because I usually take some before I go to work in the morning, kind of keeps those aches and pains away till about noon. And all they had was children's chewable, which I didn't want, and the big ones, and I can't swallow the big ones, so I had my esophagus stretched in 2018, and ever since then, I struggle with swallowing. So, yeah, so no, I just had to kind of live with it. I went to sleep, and then it got better. Went to bed early. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Let you join? No, I just don't do guests. Not right now. Maybe sometime in the future I'll do a guest, but I don't do guests right now. But thanks, Ted, for the offer. Where are you from, Ted? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Like I said, I really don't have a topic tonight. I'm just kind of bored and I miss my people. So I thought, well, I'm just going to hop on and see how everybody's doing. But it doesn't look like anybody wants to talk to me tonight. So really. Cindy, how are you doing? because I can't swallow. I have swallowing issues. So there's times I can't even swallow food. So I struggle. Normally I take a drinkable aloe that I take, and that helps me be able to swallow. And actually I've been out of that for a couple months, so I'm really struggling. So yeah, so it's a whole thing. I don't know. It kind of runs in my family. My brother has issues swallowing. So does my mom. I don't know. I had an x-ray done when I moved back to South Dakota, and my spine doesn't curve up here at the top. It doesn't curve right. And so it makes that where it goes down right through here, like a little thinner. So I don't know if that's has anything to do with it. I don't know. I just have swallowing issues. Yeah. Well, I had my esophagus stretched in 2018. And that's when I started drinking. I went to a nutritionist lady who told me to start drinking aloe, because I could barely get down like pudding, mashed potatoes, anything even soft like that. And ever since I started drinking the drinkable aloe, I do a lot better. But I've been off of it for a couple months. I've been out because I didn't have the money to get it. And so, yeah, so it's a whole thing. It is what it is. I just make do. A lot of times I have to have like a soda or something with carbonation. So if it gets stuck, I can, like, not to be gross, but burp so I can get it to go down. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm just full of issues. Yeah, Cindy, I understand. I'm from Iowa, so I understand the whole hot, humid thing. I totally get it. Did you tell me what part of Minnesota you were at? Oh, okay. I think I missed a comment somewhere, Veronica. I got your last comment, but I'm thinking I missed somebody. Did I do dilation? Can you elaborate on that for me? I'm curious. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat here, guys. St. Paul. Okay, that's right. You did tell me that. I have all kinds of family all over scattered around up there. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I have nothing of importance to say tonight. Like I said, I'm just bored and I miss all you when I don't get on. Am I a book reader? Let's put it this way. I try to be. Usually though, I'm so tired from work and trying to keep up with home, but I try to be. But yeah, why? I do like to read books when I get a chance. I have a stack like this high that, and for the last, 6 months or so, I've been doing like 2 jobs. And so I'm just between 2 jobs and this and keeping up with my reels, I'm just exhausted. So I just don't always get time. You need a new book? Well, I'm huge into I love to research stuff. So what was the new book? My daughter ordered me one on Amazon. I told her, I said, when I get the money, I want you, because I found out my daughter had Amazon Prime, because I don't have any of that stuff. And I'm like, so when I get the money, I want you to order me this book, right? She's like, well, what book is it? So I show her the book, right? I come home 4 days later. Here's the book sitting on my bed, right? And I'm like, I told you when I get the money. She didn't care. Hey, H, you're back. Thank you for the rose. I almost said heart. I don't know where that came from. And the badge. I appreciate that. But thank you for the rose. And so, yeah, here sits the book on my bed. And I think I put it over there. I think it's in my laptop bag. But I love to do research. So my books are like research for me. Basically a lot of... I don't want to offend anybody, but it's my page. So like I said, we agree to disagree here if you're new here. But most of my stuff is researching stuff that that religion has hidden from us, that kind of stuff. So anyway, I won't go any further on that. Yeah, that was nice of her. That's my daughter for me though. She does stuff like that all the time. I shouldn't have told her what book it was, because I should have known if I told her she was going to order it anyway. What do I think about? I think it's really sad about Malcolm. Ozzy Osbourne, I've never really been an Ozzy fan. So, I mean, it is what it is. Aw, thank you. Is that a bear? I can't quite tell. Thank you for that. And the badge. I appreciate that. My personal feelings on Ozzy is that, you know, you can go back and find some symbolisms. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just because I'm a researcher, I've been down every rabbit hole. You know, that's just, like I said, I lived as a hermit on a mountain for like 4 years. And so I've been down every rabbit hole known to man. And so, you know, people should really research who Ozzy was behind all of that persona, right? And how did he get where he got? That's all I'm going to say on that topic. Sorry, something on my tooth. It's a high bear. You don't know? Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Sorry, guys. I felt like I have something on my tooth that was bugging me. But, yeah. So, but I honestly, I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies hardly ever. Like, once in a great while, my friend and I'll go to a movie just for something to do. But I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV. I work all the time. And I'm working on projects behind the scenes. And like I said, sometimes I read if I get a chance. And research things. That's kind of my life. I'm kind of really boring. Aw, thank you for the heart, Richard. What's that? Whoa. Back up. I missed something. Hold on. Okay. Cindy, what did you just say? Hulk Hogan? Did you just say did Hulk Hogan pass? Sorry, I'm yelling. I don't know why I'm yelling. I don't watch much TV or the news, so I'm a movie fanatic, just hard to keep up between the fam and all the rescues. Well, when I started down the rabbit holes with the whole Hollywood and all of that, I just really got turned off of movies because I don't want to watch any of those people, because if you really like look into like what they're into and what they do, and they're really, it's instead of Hollywood, it should be called Hollyweird, because they're really kind of nasty people. That's just who I am. And like I said, nobody ever has to take my opinion on anything. I just refuse to watch them. They're gross people. So that's why I don't watch many movies. This morning, a heart attack? Oh, wow. I hadn't heard that. Like, a lot of times I get my news cut from TikTok or from Instagram, but I don't watch news or anything per se, or TV or anything. So if I do turn my TV on, I go to YouTube and I put on something I like to watch. So like RVers, or I watch a lot of mediums because I'm a medium. I don't know why. I'm fascinated. I'm weird. I'm just a weird, quirky person. So that leaves a really boring life. That's sad, because I did like Hulk Hogan, because I used to watch him, so now I'm really gonna date myself, even though everybody knows I'm 50. But when I was a teenager, I would babysit for my aunt and uncle. They would go out like on a Saturday night, right? And they would get home just before midnight, or I don't remember what time it was. At that time, it was WWF, wrestling. And so I would get home just in time to watch WWF wrestling on my little black and white TV, and Hulk Hogan. I loved Hulk Hogan at the time. Actually, in my storage unit in Idaho, where most of my stuff is still, I'm pretty sure I have a Hulk Hogan t-shirt in there. You love the paranormal stuff? It's a lot different for me now since I talk to Spirit. It's your world. Nothing wrong with that. Being you is the best thing you can be. Exactly. I'm just me, right? For many years, I tried to portray or be somebody I wasn't. And now I'm just me. And, I love me, right? It took me basically almost 50 years of my life to love me. So I love me. I love who I am. I wouldn't say I love my life as in, how do I want to say this? Because I don't want to say I don't love my life, right? Like, I love my life as far as, like I said, I love the weirdness, quirkiness about myself, all of that stuff. I've learned to embrace all that, but I have to say I'm ready for the next chapter, and, maybe starting a life with somebody, doing the whole life with somebody again. It'll be 2 years here, in a couple months in September. So yeah, it's just, I've been alone for 22, 23 months. So, I just kind of got used to my own company. And even then, like I said, I was a hermit for like 4 years. My husband worked nights, and so I was alone a lot. So I just started, researching, and I'm a very curious person. That's my nature. I'm a Scorpio. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but yeah, I'm just, I'm a curious person to start with. So anyway, I'm just rattling on here. Anybody else got anything they want to talk to me about? I'm not sure. Somebody's sending me a message. Sorry, if you hear my grandson, he's crying. I think it's his night time. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I'm probably boring you guys to death. Like I said, I'm just me. Learn to embrace it. Most of my life I thought I was broken, right? I didn't fit in. I thought I was just broken. No, you're fine. I love bored too. Well, we can be bored on here together. Hold on, I think I had a cat hair or something. Maybe it's on my nose. Anyway, yeah. And when I'm a little tired, which I am, I get a little silly. That's one of my things. I get silly when I'm tired. I get goofy. So, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk to me about tonight? Like I said, I just want to get on for a little bit. I miss y'all when I don't get on. Like I said, last night I had a headache. It was just terrible. I couldn't think straight. And then, the night before I was just exhausted. So, but I'm off tomorrow. I'm so looking forward to it. Like I said, I got almost all my chores done when I got home. So hopefully I can work on some projects tomorrow. I got some time with 2 of my younger granddaughters. I'm going to spend time with them. And yeah, work on some of my projects the next 2 days on my days off. Which I can't share with anybody yet. Because my guides told me I'm supposed to zip it, Renee. Because I like to talk, if you didn't know. So, yeah. And they're like, nobody needs to know what you're working on yet. Just yet. I mean, a few people know, but that's it. No, I'm just rattling. Okay, guys. Well, if nobody has anything else they want to talk to me about tonight or anything to share, has anybody had a loss or anything they're dealing with? Because that's what we're here for. Anybody lonely? Anything? Help me out here, guys. If not, then I guess I'm going to go. Like I said, I just want to get on for a little while. Your son. That's right. I forgot. Yes, your son. Well, I didn't forget, but how are you doing? Do you want to talk some more about that tonight, Cindy? Because that's what we're here for. Deep grief. And I remember talking to you. Have you tried? Not a problem. We can talk. Hey, I'm all ears. That's what I'm here for. This is what my community is for. So, have you tried journaling? Did we talk about that? I want to say we talked about that when you were on last time. And talking to him. Valerie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Did we talk about the journaling? I thought we did, but yes. Rage and anger. Oh, I'm glad that you brought that up because my guide actually was like last night wanted me to get on and talk about this. And but my head was just booming, so I couldn't think straight. So actually, I had gotten a message from my guides that said that how do I want to say this? So the new door for me, my new chapter is kind of being up. I'm kind of holding it up myself. And I'm like, I'm holding it up, right? And I'm like, okay, how am I doing that? And I have been very vocal on here about how I was holding still some anger towards my husband, right? Like during certain life situations come up and And, at different times I'm angry with him, right? So, the last, I think it was last 2 days, not today, but yesterday and the day before that. So I had gotten some stuff out of a cabin at work the day before yesterday. So today's Thursday. So on Tuesday afternoon, when I got off of work, I got in the passenger side of my truck, which was my husband's truck, to put the stuff in that I found at work. And I could smell my husband. Now, keep in mind, I'm a medium, right? And so he talks to me. I hear him all the time, okay? But I haven't smelled him in a long time. Like when he first passed, before I realized I had these abilities, I knew he was around because I could smell him, right? And so the whole truck smelled like my husband. And I'm like, interesting. I'm like, you just gonna go for a ride with me or what's happening? And so smelled him all the way home. Yesterday morning, I go out, I get in the truck to go to work. The whole truck smells like my husband again. I was like, oh, have you just decided you're just going to tag along with me every day, or what's the plan here, right? Because I just talked to him. I'm sure people think I'm crazy because I am kind of crazy. But anyway, that's beside the point. And so I go to work, and then so I have a guy, I should tell you. So I have a guy that's been mentoring me spiritually because he's been talking to his guides a lot longer. And sometimes I have questions too, because this is new to me. I've only been doing this for a little over a year. And that's pretty amazing. Hey, Wayne, didn't know you were still there, just hanging out, huh? And so I go to work yesterday. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so, and I think I even told you this, Wayne, right? Maybe I didn't tell you that. Maybe I told Jen. Anyway, I'm like, I just don't know what else I need to do to get over this anger, because I've journaled about it. I've went out in nature and I've cried and journaled about it. I've screamed about it. I've talked to him about it. And my guides are like, that door's still waiting. You have to heal that, right? That's holding you back. And I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? So this whole week, up until before this started happening, I kept talking to my guides going, what do I need to do to heal this? I don't know what more that I need to do to get rid of this anger. So for the last 2 days, the truck smells like my husband. So yesterday I get in the truck, same thing, smells like my husband. Thanks for the badge, Daniel. I appreciate that. And I'm like, okay. And so, I talked to him a little bit, and I have like a 15, not quite 20-minute drive home from work, coming back into town. And if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. White Angel Guide? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. And all the likes, Cindy, I appreciate that so much. And I didn't mean to get off of your topic, Cindy. I'm sorry. We can hop back to you anytime. Just keep popping in and I'll talk. But anyway, so on the way home, I'm talking to him and I'm like, okay. And I don't know, I don't even know what triggered it. And all of a sudden I started crying, and I was like, it's been really, really hard since you left, right? And at this point, I'm very emotional, and I'm like, and I actually outright said, and I don't want to get in trouble, but I used a naughty word, and I was like, it's been really effing hard since you left, really effing hard, and I kind of, I screamed. I'm going to be honest. I screamed. So screaming does help. Plus it helps heal the throat chakra, just so you know. So I screamed, I cried, I talked to him. I kind of just let it all out, right? On the way home from work yesterday. And I tell you what, I feel like so much better today. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I freed up, for that new door to open. I don't know, but I feel better. And I feel like, I think I'm finally at that point where, one, I know he had to go. I know he had to leave, right? I know that. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Not quite sure. Oh, thanks, Wayne. And So I don't know. Maybe I finally released it. I knew that I had to. I knew that I've had this issue. You know, I think I just needed to break down again and just like I say all the time, you have to feel it to heal it, right? And I think I needed to just feel it a little more and just have a good chat with him. Because you know what's crazy? So when I got in the truck to go to work today, I didn't smell him anymore. Hi, how are you? Hi, Donald. I am fine. Thank you for the badge. Where are you from, Donald? Major crying. That's good though, Cindy. Don't hold that back, because you have to, like I said, you have to feel that to heal that, right? So just let it loose, right? Just don't unpack. Sorry, my grandson just came in. I had the door, my door doesn't shut, so the chair was in the way. Anyway, so you have to feel that. So don't be afraid to feel that. Just don't unpack and live there for an entire day. Whatever, right? You can have several moments through the day, right? You feel really stuck. Just keep journaling. That is what really, really helped me. In the very beginning, when I felt extremely stuck, the journaling, exercise and meditation really helped me too, because it helped me clear my head so I could think clearer. Does that make sense? And just keep talking to him, because no, he's there with you, right? He is there with you, and he hears you, and he doesn't want you to be stuck in that. Just know that, okay? But keep journaling about it, because I journaled a ton in the very beginning, and that really helped. And if you can get outside in nature and get your feet in the dirt, the grass, in the water, anything like that, that really helps. The grounding really helps also. Indiana, welcome. My only son died at 32 in 2018. I know. And just know that, like I said, he's always with you. He's just not here in the physical world, but he's still with you, and he wants you to still celebrate him. You know that too. Were you on here when I've talked about that? So let's just say, for instance, say you're at a party, right? And everybody's inside at the party, and you walk outside and you can see through the windows, everybody's having a party, right? And you walk over into the dark and you can still see everybody in the party having a great time, right? But they don't see you out there, right? That's kind of how our loved ones feel on the other side, right? And so they want to be included in that party, right? So just continue to include him, continue to talk to him, and just, like I said, journaling is going to be your best friend right now. Wish you could know when he is around. So ask him for a sign. You can ask him for a specific sign. Anything. It can be anything, right? For my husband, he leaves me coins normally. Not normally his smell. Normally it's a coin. I get coins all the time. But you can ask for a specific sign and know that he probably is leaving you sign you're just not noticing. They love angel numbers. You can ask him to come to you in your dreams. You can say, if you're here, give me a sign, and give him something specific to give you, right? Whether it may be his favorite color, favorite bird, favorite football team. Maybe he had a favorite football team, and, boom, all of a sudden you see that logo everywhere. That'll be him, right? And so I tell everybody, if you're expecting a billboard, you're not going to get one, right? And anytime actually that you're even just thinking about him, you're driving down the road in the car and you thinking about him, he's sitting right next to you, okay? Because when you're thinking about them, that's usually when they're present. And a lot of times, if you're really, really grieving too, you will push them back just a little bit. Just be aware of that, because here's the thing. So like, say a song comes on the radio and you get extremely, extremely upset because that reminds you of them. They will pull back, because when they pull back from you, then you don't think of them as often, because they don't want you to get that upset. Does that make sense? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So they will pull back if you're grieving a lot, because they don't want you to grieve. They don't want you to be in that state. Bentley, stop, lay down. They don't want you to be in that state. And so they know that if you can feel them and they're present and you get that upset, they'll pull back so you can't feel them or, you know, feel their presence at all, because they don't want you to be like that. So, but just keep journaling, keep talking to him. You know, if you can, take walks outside, talk to him, cry it out. You know, like I said, have a moment, have 5 moments through the day, but don't unpack and live there the whole day, right? Maybe you had a moment this morning, a couple hours later you had a moment later tonight. You know, it's okay to have a moment. Just don't unpack and live there. Thank you, Mason, for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Chica, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that so much. Oh, it's warm in here. I'm going to turn my air off, and now it's getting hot in here. You never know. Well, in the beginning you won't. Well, I mean, it's been a while, but I get it. You're still really going through that loss. So it is hard to know, right? For me, it can just be a song suddenly on the radio, right? Or a song. I don't listen to the radio, but like on YouTube, like sometimes I have it like on a shuffle on YouTube at work, and just a certain song, and it'll just hit me. Now, one of what I called our songs played like 4 times today, I swear, after our conversation yesterday. It was like he was testing me today, because it was like the song played like every 4th song, that song would just play. And it normally doesn't do that, right? And I'm like, you're testing me today, aren't you? Right? So it will come, right? But you have to deal. That's the hardest. You really have to deal with it. You have to feel it. Feel it to heal it. But keep journaling. Try exercise, like I said. Go for walks. You know, I'm a big treadmill girl. I love to go to the gym. I get on the treadmill. It helps me clear my head. That really helps. That helped me in the very beginning a lot too. My daughter's like, Mom, I'll pay for you to get your gym membership back if you want, you know, so I could go back to the gym, because that really, really helps me clear my head. Hey, Deb from New York. Welcome. Have you been here before, Deb? Just curious. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, I didn't have a topic tonight, so no. Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. I don't have anything else really to talk about. I'm just kind of rambling. Cindy, know that I am here for you if you need me. No, alcohol does not stop the grief. Actually, alcohol makes things a lot worse, and let me explain why. One, it's just masking it. And so it's like what I always say, you have a rug. So what alcohol does is you're shoving all that grief underneath the rug, and eventually you're going to trip over the rug. That's number 1 with alcohol. And number 2, if you're in a low vibrational, you're so welcome. If you're in a low vibrational state, like depression, really sad, which we would call low vibrational, your frequency's lower, drinking alcohol, you can invite some things in. So be careful there. Just saying. Things can attach to you, not to scare you, but that's why they call alcohol spirits. So just be careful. Okay. Like I said, though, that's just shoving all of that underneath a rug, and eventually you will trip over that rug. So you have to deal with it. And if you need to message me. We can talk about it. Anytime. Okay. It's a depressant. Exactly. And like I said, it puts you, and that's why I stay away from alcohol, because I am a medium. And, I channel for people. I channel, the other side, and I don't want to invite things in that I don't want to be at that level. 'Cause right now, I only get the hot, how do I want to say this? Like the light of source, right? I only invite in anything that's of the light. And when you drink alcohol, you don't know what you're doing. First year was trying to stop the pain. I get it. And I shouldn't say this, but my son is struggling still with my husband's and has been using aids to, it fogs the mind. Exactly. Yeah. It's just a mask, right? It's just a mask. So try not to go there if you don't have to, for sure. Okay, guys. Well, if nobody else had anything, Cindy, you can continue to message me if you need to. It didn't do anything. Yeah, no, it doesn't do it. It just makes matters worse, really, because it just makes you more depressed. So you need to find things that, find ways to celebrate him, right? Find things that are uplifting, right? Ways to, how can you celebrate his life and his legacy? Those are the kind of things that you need to focus on that are going to help bring you out of that depressed state, right? Journaling to him, you know, just journaling, just write. Don't think about it, just write. And find something that makes you happy. Find your joy, because see, and that's exactly what he would tell you. Sorry, I was just, he would say, find something, Mom, that, where is your joy? You need to find your joy, is what he would want you to do. You know, whether it's a pottery class or a painting class or sewing or whatever it may be, right? Find something that, you know, gives you joy, and then find a way to celebrate him, you know? And because that's exactly what he would want. And that's going to help you heal. Okay, guys. Well, my dog is just being a turd. So it's about that time of night. I hope everybody has a great night. If you still need me, Cindy, you're more than welcome. Excuse me. Send me a message. I probably won't get back to you more tonight by the time I take him out. And then I got a bunch of stuff to do before I go to bed. But if you do message me, I'll try to get back to you tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. We could chat back and forth if you needed to. But other than that, I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you all for the love, all the hearts, the roses, everything. I appreciate you guys so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't have a channel at all. Like I said, my community is your community. I love you all. And I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. Make tomorrow great, because it is a choice. And until we meet again.